to Loose Women, where we are still joined by the fabulous Simon Gregson. Now listen, at the end of last year, to mark 25 years of Loose Women, we were live on air for 25 hours of continuous talking. It was amazing. And it was all for the fantastic cause, raising money for ITV's Britain Get Talking mental health charities, which were Mind, Young Minds and Scottish Action for Mental Health. Now, I know this is a subject, Simon, that you're incredibly passionate about because you've done a lot of work on yourself with mental health, and you're also trying to open up your boys to being able to talk about it.
Yeah, with me, it all kind of came to a head in about 2015. I kept having anxiety attacks. Panic attacks, which is so bizarre because I've been having them all day today.
No!
I know, I met him in the corridor and he was having a panic attack.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I can go, there's no way I can go on.
But that just goes to show how normal we all are, because these are things that happen. You don't know when it's going to happen, do you? And when it does, you've got to be able to handle it.
It just comes, you know, it just hits you like a ton of bricks and it just makes you completely incapacitated.
When did you first find these symptoms started?
Well, I've been having them since about 1990. But I just kind of got on with it, you know. But then when I had children and stuff like that, and they were noticing it, and they started talking that they're getting anxious, and I thought, I've passed it on. Oh my God, it's like a cold. I've given it them. And how
did you treat it when you first thought, oh, something's going on? Obviously, the word panic attacks, it's quite a random thing for a guy to be thinking he's having. What did you think they were?
Well, I had no idea, so I had to go. I had private health, luckily, so I had every kind of test known to man. They were doing brain scans, ECTs. I saw ear, nose and throat guys. They thought I had a dislodged crystal in my inner ear.
Oh,
I kept going dizzy. I was having heart monitors. I was going through great big massive machines.
Oh, my
Because I was just constantly ill and they couldn't get to the bottom of it.
But at the time, you weren't sort of handling it the best way. You were medicating with other things.
There was self-medication. I mean, you know, it's an unfortunate thing, but it's a true thing. You know, alcohol is a very good short-term cure.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it could be a long-term problem.
Yeah.
And, you know, whatever gets you through the night, right?
Exactly.
Said the Beatles.
Yeah.
And that was it. But unfortunately, it can become a habit. Luckily, it wasn't a massive habit for me, but it was a good crutch. It was a good... It was a useful tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it sharing it with your colleagues? Did that help you as well? Because you said you had
you know, when you go on
family.
set... I mean, it was like today, I didn't think I could come on here today.
Don't.
But I
You're
thought,
doing
well,
amazing.
I've got to. So, you know, you work yourself through it. But I had to be completely open with everybody and say, look, I'm having anxiety.
But it's amazing because actually the reason you are doing this is because you want to share how real this is, and you want to be able to raise the awareness so that other people aren't sitting at home going through the worst version of it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the best thing to do is talk. The other good thing to do is go and see your GP and find out whether all these ailments and these mystery illnesses, like the press used to call it, is an anxiety issue. Because knowing what it is makes you feel 50% better. Because then you're like, I feel weird. Why do I feel weird? And then when somebody puts a label on how you feel, you're like, I instantly feel a bit better, you know, knowing what's wrong with me.
And are your boys good at talking to you about them? I think they're worried.
Yeah, the boys are great. And I think this generation this generation, the kids' generation, are a lot more open anyway. I think my generation and our generations and your generation.
Yeah, no, it's true.
It was kind of hush. Nobody spoke about it. It was taboo, and I don't think anybody knew about it. It was never really researched and stuff.
Yeah.
But I went to Switzerland. I had the opportunity to go there to this centre for people with stuff like this. We were there to give them advice on how they could improve it before they opened. It was a great opportunity. And we went... It was free, thank God, because it's about £250,000 a month, this place.
No.
So not everyone could experience that. But it was like school. So we were educated on how the brain works, and it's fascinating. So there's a great book called The Chimp Paradox that goes into it, and I recommend that to everybody.
I know it. It's really good.
So it's all about how your brain works in different parts of your brain. So I recommend that to everybody.
And actually, that's the key is education, isn't it? Like people talking, number one, which you're doing, and it's great to see people that others recognise
Well, also
talking
men.
about this, and men,
To
of
be
course.
honest,
Yeah,
I
men
think
are
it's
shocking at it.
fantastic that you are sitting here on your platform talking, because I think men do need to be more aware.
Yeah, they
of-
don't say anything.
need
I
to
did
talk quiet.
a storyline where Steve had depression. I hated it. But it highlighted my problem, so it was good in the end. Every cloud. But guys have come up to me.
Life-imitating art.
Guys have come up to me in pubs and clubs, and usually that spell, right, here we go, it's going to kick off, which it used to do. But they came over and said, thank you, after the storyline, I've got help. So...
Well, exactly.
Helped a lot
great.
of people
Well,
by
it-
talking.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Well
and
done,
thank you for sharing that with all of us today. But look, and Simon, before you go, we have one very important question that we need to ask you. It's so important, honestly. You might have a panic attack. It's so important. Robbie Williams' biopic, Better Man, has been released to rave reviews, and in a recent interview, Robbie revealed that he wanted a monkey to play him because he likens himself to a performing monkey. So we need to ask you, which animal would play you in your life story?
Well, a good friend of mine once described me as a border collie.
Oh!
He said, you're quite playful and loyal.
Yes.
And I was going to say something rude, but...
No, but they are... No, I've been told the border collie is associated with loyalty, like you said, intelligence, and it has an innate sense to guide others.
Yeah.
Ah, well, there you go.
There you see.
You could use them to guide sheep.
Yeah.